In 1997, a bold and unconventional idea took root deep within the forests of Costa Rica, a country renowned for its rich biodiversity and commitment to conservation. Instead of simply discarding orange peels as useless waste, a local juice company joined forces with passionate conservationists. Their mission: to spread tons of orange peels over a barren, degraded pasture that had long since lost its vitality. This land was truly lifeless. Stripped of its once thriving forest, the soil was dry and depleted, and invasive grasses had taken over, choking out any hope for native plants to return. Scientists Daniel Jansen and Winnie Halwachs believed that the orange peels could do more than just cover the ground. They hoped the peels would suppress the invasive grasses, enrich the soil with nutrients, and spark the return of native vegetation. The plan was ambitious: dump 1,000 tons of orange peels onto the land and let nature take its course, trusting in the ecosystem's ability to heal itself. Not everyone was convinced. Some scientists and local farmers doubted the peels would help at all, and there were real fears that the acidic peels might actually harm the soil or disrupt the delicate balance of the ecosystem. But the hope was that, as the peels slowly decomposed, they would transform into rich, fertile ground, creating the perfect conditions for a new forest to take root and flourish. Over time, the project expanded. 12,000 tons of orange peels eventually covered 3 hectares of land, forming a strange, bright orange carpet that stood out vividly against the earth. The air was thick with the sweet, tangy scent of citrus, and a sense of anticipation grew among everyone involved as they wondered what changes might come. The experiment was officially underway. The big question remained: could nature truly heal itself, given just a little help from humans and a mountain of orange peels? All the ingredients for transformation were now in place: orange peels, soil, and the hope for new life. Now, all that was left was to wait, watch, and see if this bold experiment could spark the rebirth of a forest. Before the orange peels, this land was a shadow of a forest. Decades of cattle grazing had left the soil compacted and stripped of nutrients. Invasive jaragua grass dominated, making it nearly impossible for native trees to return. The sun baked the ground, and rain washed away what little topsoil remained. Wildlife was scarce: no monkeys, no birds, just a few insects and cattle. The land was silent, a green desert surrounded by thriving forest. It was a stark reminder of what happens when nature's pushed too far. This was the canvas for the orange peel experiment, a place seemingly beyond hope, until something extraordinary began. In 1998, truck after truck rumbled down a dusty road, each one loaded with tons of discarded orange peels, and dumped their cargo onto a chosen plot of land at the edge of a Costa Rican forest. The air was thick with the scent of citrus as the waste piled up, creating a strange, bright carpet in the middle of the wilderness. The thick, sticky layer of peels quickly smothered the invasive African grass that had taken over, blocking sunlight and halting its relentless growth. The land, once choked by weeds, was now blanketed in orange. The plan was simple, but daring: remove the competition and let native species return on their own. By clearing the way, the hope was that the forest could heal itself, with native plants and trees reclaiming their lost ground. But controversy soon struck. A rival company sued, claiming the project was polluting the environment, and after just 1 year, the experiment was abruptly halted. The site was left in limbo, its future uncertain. The site was abandoned, left to nature's devices for nearly 2 decades. No one tended the land, and what followed was both unexpected and remarkable. The orange peels began to rot, breaking down slowly under the tropical sun. Fungi, insects, and maggots arrived in droves, feasting on the decaying fruit and turning waste into life. Decay set in, breaking down the peels and releasing a flood of nutrients into the soil. The once barren ground was being transformed from the inside out. The process was messy, chaotic, and vital, a natural recycling system in action, with every stage playing a crucial role. No one intervened. Nature was left to work in peace, undisturbed by human hands or machines. Over time, the orange carpet slowly disappeared, replaced by rich, dark earth teeming with new life and possibility. The experiment, forgotten by people and left to fade from memory, was just beginning for the land itself. Nature's quiet transformation had started, setting the stage for a remarkable comeback that no one had predicted. Over the years, the orange peels decomposed into fertile soil. Birds and animals drawn by insects brought seeds from the surrounding forest, Pioneer plants sprouted first, breaking up the soil and providing shade. These hardy species paved the way for slower-growing native trees. Gradually, the orange patch turned green, vines crept, saplings rose, and life returned. The silence gave way to the buzz of insects and birdsong. Nature rebuilt a community from the ground up. The forgotten experiment was quietly working its magic. In 2013, a scientist returned to the site, rediscovering the plot after years, and was absolutely stunned by what he found. Where truckloads of orange peels had once been dumped, a dense, vibrant young forest now flourished, bursting with life and greenery. Right next to this thriving forest, the old pasture remained unchanged, barren, dry, and lifeless, a stark contrast to the lush regrowth. Scientific analysis confirmed the dramatic transformation. Trees were significantly taller, the canopy was much thicker, and biodiversity had exploded with new species appearing. The soil, once depleted, was now rich and black, teeming with earthworms, insects, and countless other forms of life. Above-ground biomass had increased by an astonishing 176%, showing just how much the ecosystem had rebounded. Birds, mammals, and even large animals like tapirs and jaguars had returned, reclaiming their lost habitat and thriving once again. The orange peels hadn't just grown trees, they'd revived an entire ecosystem, breathing new life into the land. This remarkable experiment proved nature's incredible power to heal itself, if only given a real chance to recover. Sometimes, the simplest solutions, like using organic waste, can spark profound, lasting change in the environment. Restoration doesn't always require high-tech fixes. Often it's about working with nature, not against it, and letting natural processes do the work. The planet is resilient, capable of remarkable recovery, and that's our greatest hope for the future.